It's up.
Alrighty, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, as we are now getting ready to go live for the Phantom Pro-Am Series at the Charlotte Roval. 2 races left, this being one of them. And right now, drivers looking to solidify their place in that Final Four. And MFF Nomad right now, after the win from last week, a very good one, I might add, that I wish I was there for. But he is now at that cutoff, right above that cutoff spot by about 7 points over Ultra Citron. And Ultra Citron, he's been in a little bit of a skid, but he's been looking to improve on that, and he's been running really good lately. Doesn't have the finishes to show for it, but through the stages, been running pretty all right. But Technossi above the cutoff line by only 7 points, too. Then you got MFF Kari up above the cutoff line, by only 19. Mark McAttack might as well have already locked himself into the championship round of 4 with how well he's been running this year. But we'll be looking to see MFF Ed, though, right now below that cutoff line by 20, so he's not out of the woods yet. We're going to be looking to see where all this shakes up, and especially on a track like this, you will definitely see some spoilers potentially.
Absolutely.
And also in the booth with me is my good buddy Timmy, who's going to be joining me tonight.
Hello.
Because Elvin wanted to go to bed. So Timmy's going to get to watch this one with me.
It's like 9 o'clock for him.
I know.
Very early.
I gave him all the smack in the world for it. I'm like, what are you, 80? Who goes to bed at 9? Especially with the way these Saturday races have been going, and especially the way last Saturday's race went, which you got to be in the booth for.
Yeah, that was fun to be a part of. I actually wanted to be in the booth for that one just because Auto Club is one of my favorite tracks, and it's a travesty that it's gone, but it lives on here on NASCAR Heat and other video games like iRacing and stuff like that. And we had a pretty good turnout for that race. The Pro-Am's not been disappointing in that regard, you know, like everyone's been showing up, and even for a race like the Roval, I was kind of expecting a little bit different, but we got a pretty good car count for this race as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. I just saw the lobby. It's over 11 cars. It's 11 cars they're going to be showing out tonight.
Including,
and of course, they just...
And shout out a return back into the Phantom Pro-Am Series. Rick Slick in the number 99. He has been out for what feels like months. Made it into the playoffs, didn't run a single race due to unfortunate scheduling on his part, but he's back, and he plans to run out the rest of the season.
Sweet. Can't wait. He's been one of the guys we were watching when he was in the field, so hopefully he can have a good run here tonight. I know I'm going to be looking at that 23 of Ultra Citron. It doesn't look like he has the starting spot he wants, starting in 7th tonight by the looks of things. But we're going to be looking to see. I just went over the point scenario, and it's actually... They are actually really tight for 3rd to 5th. So this could really shake up that final spot, final 2 spots into the final round.
So, surprise to absolutely nobody, Mark McAttack did get the pole. I thought the time would be a little bit quicker. It's a 1:15.9. He was running way quicker in practice. But he gets the pole. Technossi, the 5 car, he's going to be my dark horse. With the speed that he had at Sonoma, that 5 car I think is going to be one to watch. He will be outside front row in 2nd, and the clock is hitting 0. We can join now.
And so if he can work on that car through the race, he might be able to come close to his time. Attack still running under that 16 seconds, so. Oh, wow. Oh, no, it's just us running in. So there's 12 cars in the field tonight, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, we read off the front row. We'll look through the rest of the field to see where everyone is, as these drivers are lining up ready to take the green flag here at the Charlotte Roval.
Question is, will they be able to make it through turn one okay? Turn one's been a little bit of a beast to the competition in real life and in game, so we'll have to see if they make it through. But here we go, we're coming to the green flag with Mark Magatag leading them through. Technasi will be in second as they go into turn one. All seems good, as now here comes the 50 of Shack Attack moving up to P3. Getting a little wonky through the corners, but all seems good as the 8 car, who was in third, now drops to fourth. That is last week's winner, MFF Nomad, looking to have yet another good run to help solidify his spot in the top 4.
I think momentum is a real thing, because I was talking to Nomad before the race. He did not feel confident in his ability here at the road courses. He feels like he was lacking in speed, and he surprised me in qualifying up in the top 5 already, so momentum is a real thing.
Yeah, and look at the run that the 50's having right now, up to P2. Not a guy I was thinking I was going to see today. Oh,
two cars off the track.
Corner! Oh, pushed it. That's going to be a pullover and stop. That's going to kill the run that the 50 had. Going through that bus stop. As Mark McAttack will now continue to break away as Technasi had to do the pull down and stop the car. Two cars.
Oh, Fulton.
Needing a good run. Oh, Fulton missing the corner.
There's a lot going on. Ultra Citron and Portal Guy are side by side through turns 2 and 3. The 15. Oh, contact being made. The 15 of Garv. I think one of the biggest movers so far. And right as I say that, around he goes from third, and we got another one around further back. It's Ed.
Oh no, not a guy who needed to do that. He was having a decent run, staying inside that top 10 as I fall out of my chair. Was trying to push it back and it flipped over on me, but we're good. It's Mark McAttack back to the front, continuing to break away, but we kind of expected this from a guy like Mark. This is one of the tracks that he actually likes going to, so might not see an upset unless we get a late caution. Everybody else stays out while he pits. And even then, I don't think it'll be enough. But crazier things have happened.
Absolutely. And it's going to be a steep hill to climb for engine number 5 of Technasi, who I thought had probably the closest chance. He's got a whole swarm of cars in front of him. As we ride on board with the 5 car now, they are all punched up in turns 1 and 2. With the 99 of Rick Slick leading the charge, the 43 of K2005. Garv right in the middle of this hornet's nest. Fulton in the 62. Nomad in the 8.
Right now he's just sticking right in the line.
Traffic at full speed.
I know, right? He's just trying to stay in line. Oh, the Nomad goes too low, hits the wall, comes up into Pete Fulton. Everybody able to stay going forward. Technasi had to get out of the gas to try and avoid what might have been a potential wreck. But now the 43 is starting to pull away, or the 99 is starting to pull away from this train, starting to show that speed. Getting his bearings back. Now that he's getting everything under control, now he can start really running down some of these cars in front of him. As he's now got the 23 of,
Oh, we got a wreck at the back.
Oh, it's Technasi!
Again.
No! Technasi not having the day he needs. But Ultra Citron, though, sitting right now, I believe, in P4. Doing what he needs to do to try and get himself back into the final round. as everybody who's above him is now behind him, and Technasi is just continuing to fall and not doing good through that bus stop. As this time MFF Nomad makes it through all right. And now the 43 dropping through the field as the 8 car gets by him, and the 8 car now overshoots the corner. Had to get out of the gas. We see the 2 go by.
And this is one of the points that I made, because I had a couple of drivers asking me before the race about advice around how to get around here, how to get through certain places, and the advice that I gave generally, and I'm going to put it in TV terms, don't screw up. Plain and simple. Don't screw up. Just, you don't even need to be super fast, because let's be honest, the 2 car is checked out from everybody. If you want to have a good run, just keep the car in one piece. Don't have a wheel fall off. Don't mash in the fenders. Don't go off track. Don't hit the wall. You just keep the car in between the lines like this 2 car's doing. You don't have to be as fast as him, but if you can just keep it on the track, you could probably have yourself a good day.
Oh, yeah. No, that's all you need to do right now. It's not about having the best day. Just have a good day, and that's really all you need, especially if you're a car looking to solidify your place into the Championship 4, as Ultra Citron's doing right now. That's all he's doing. He's sitting right now in the top 5, having a clean run, not hitting the walls. His car looks clean as a whistle, no scrapes and bumps on it. And you got the 99 of Rick Slick here catching up to that 47 of Portal a little bit, who's right behind that 23 of Ultra Citron, just sitting on the edge of the top 5 right now.
So, unfortunately, here in the Phantom booth, we do not have live scoring data to go off of. Obviously, we know the 2 car is leading because we can see the number 2 on the track map. In the lead, the 50 car is second. I think this 23 car, albeit way back in the distance, I think is the 3rd place car.
He is actually, yes.
Portal in fourth, and Rick Slick in this number 99 car, back in Phantom Pro-Am competition after a long hiatus. What a strong comeback up in the top 5.
Yeah, especially with an 11 car field, and these guys aren't, it's not like these guys are slow drivers. These are pretty good racers, but he just might be a little bit better on the road courses, and he might just need that time to get his bearings back. And Portal having a really good run. He wasn't planning on running tonight either, but some plans got changed around, and he was able to run, so just punched in a quick setup, and he's actually running pretty good here in the top 5 as well.
Absolutely. Kind of surprised, because I thought for sure Portal, he was saying that he wasn't going to run this race. Didn't really seem at all enthusiastic about this race. Doesn't seem to be a big fan of the road courses, but you wouldn't be able to tell with how he's running right now. He's been able to benefit from some of the mishaps that happened in front of him. Was able to get on by, just playing the patient game, and he's been able to run top 5 in this first stage, as we're looking to be about halfway through this 11-lap stage.
Oh my God, that's right. These stages are stored, so we're probably not going to see any pit stops at all through these stages.
I don't think so. I'll have to check back on that. And I'm looking through the field. We talk about the playoff picture. And I don't know if you mentioned it while I was gone, but there is major playoff implications.
Yes.
Heading into tonight's race, second in points, 2 wins on the year, MFF Kari, not in the field tonight.
True, I didn't even say that. I didn't even notice that car wasn't in the field.
Which for guys like Technasi, Nomad, Citron, who's -7 heading into tonight's race, has an opportunity to leapfrog ahead of the 12 car in points and get himself in the top 4. Just by default, being here should be good enough, but if he can continue to run the way he is, that just add on to it.
I know, right? But I think the 1 car who's probably really sweating right now is the 5 car Technasi. Definitely don't want to be riding where he's at right now, because he's only above that cut above Ultra Citron by 8 points.
Yeah, he's got a
So you
lot of ground to
definitely,
make up. He's closing in on the 43 of K2. And despite the
yeah.
damage, seems to be reeling him in. The 43 doesn't seem to quite have the speed at this point in the run.
I'm actually really glad you brought that up. I glossed right over the fact that MFF car. I didn't even notice that MFF car wasn't even going to be in the field tonight. He probably would have had something maybe for Mark, but I know he was definitely dreading the road course, so he's definitely going to have a really good run next week. Where the heck is the race next week?
I want to say it's at Las Vegas.
Oh, wow, you're good. It is Las Vegas.
Yep, Vegas. Be the cutoff race before the championship at Homestead. That'll be next week. As
And
we're
right
looking
now,
back
if you're
on,
checking on, yeah.
we'll get back to that. I just wanted to say I got on the race leader right now. He's got nothing to worry about.
Oh, no.
As for the 5 car, he's got everything to worry about right now.
Yeah, especially where he's at in points. Right now, it's got major playoff implications too, because you got the 23, who's definitely going to be getting a good chunk of playoff point or of the stage points, which through this race is going to be all he needs, especially if he wants to dig himself out of the hole he's in. He's been needing a good run. If he can get even a top 3 out of this, which he's in right now, that would be huge for a guy like Ultra Citron, who I said earlier has been having his struggles through these playoffs, had good runs, but has not had the finishes he would have loved to have. So being able to pick up some of these playoff points to be able to put himself into Homestead would be clutch for him here. It is cold in my house, damn. Right now, as we stay running through the field, the 99 still closing in on that 47 of Portal. He has definitely closed that gap some. Down to what I would say probably a little under around a second and a half, I would guess. It's really hard to guess on road courses, but he is definitely running down the 47 of Portal. Portal probably taking a little easy as the 5 car of Technossi still hasn't been able to get by that 43 car in the back of the field. Needs to start making that ground here as we're coming down to what looks like 2 to go in the stage for the 2 car Mark Mack attack.
He'll have him here. 43 gave him a break off the exit of the last carousel. Coming to the line, the 5 car is going to take over the spot. Whichever spot it is, we don't know yet.
We're going to find out, but it's going to be a good playoff day, as I believe Mark McAttack is now coming around to take that white flag, and I do think he is. 1 to go left here in this stage for the stage dominator, and your race dominator right now, the 2 car Mark McAttack. As the 50 is now just getting into turn 1. Oh, bouncing through the walls. Or not turn 1, but first set of corners.
Yeah, that's second place already, catching lap traffic, getting around the 55 of Keith and now the 77 of Ed. Ed's car is severely wounded. His oil temp is reaching boiling point, and his front end is completely mangled, so he's just trying to limp that thing home, get it to the pits and fix it up for stage 2. And I'm sure a bunch of other guys are hoping for the same thing.
Yeah, I'm just watching Mark go through that bus stop absolutely clean through there. Not missing anything, even though we've been running for this bit time. 11 laps on a road course is definitely not easy, but here he comes round the corner, and your stage winner, the 2 car of Mark McAttack. And just to let you know the difference between first and second, 50 car now going through the bus stop. Out of the bus stop and across the line to come through in that second spot. If you want to know the distance between second and third, coming out of NASCAR turn 4 and into the bus stop, the 23 of Ultra Citron. And he's just going to coast it. As now the stage is officially over.
I think the leader had so much of a lead that the game didn't want to wait any longer. Like, not even third place got to the line. They just threw the caution.
And it was Portal in fourth. Rick Slick rounds out the top 5. As now we're going to give a mention to the sponsor. I don't even know if I have time to. But we're going to see how well my skills are, as we want to give a shout out to MFF Motorsports, Chris's Auto and Towing LLC, J-Pace Racing, Everything NASCAR, Firelinks Racing Network, The Super Squad, ESMN Everything Stop Motion Network, Red Lion Racing, FTR Racing League, North American Racing League, MinutePeach.com, and Flash 9 Fitness Program, hashtag Lick Trees, is now it's going to be the 50 car that's going to lead them to green. And we are back under green.
The
with
money
the 50
team
of
pit
Shack
crew was
Attack.
money on that stop.
Yes, it was. As now he will cut off the nose of the 2-car Mark McAttack as they lead through the first set of corners. And around the track, Mark might do well to try and sit behind him and probably save some of his stuff. As I say that, he dives to the inside of the 50. Shack Attack giving him a little bit of room here, but cuts the nose off through the corners. He wants to lead a lap here at the Roval.
Oh, Nomad clips the inside, and he darts dead right.
No! Oh, and he will now take up the last car in line as Shack Attack breaking away from the 2.
Now Mark
has about a car length.
No longer has the luxury of clean air in front of him.
And I wonder if because we still have the Charlotte corner, I wonder if they even have the draft on it all here. The Shack Attack. Oh, there you go. You see cuts the nose off with a block of Mark McAttack. These guys are not going to be nice to the 2-car. Knowing how dominant of a car he has, they might race him a little more differently than they would race each other. Is that little moves the 47 of Portal guy into
think the
second. Are we
out.
under yellow?
Yes, we are. The caution
what are we under yellow
in-game
for?
caution, not sure. Look through the field.
None of the cars look like they have any damage. As we would expect nobody to pit here. No. Nomad and Keith come down pit. Oh, wait, no, the leaders are pitting. That is interesting. The 47 of Portal not looking like he's going to come down, but it's Mark and Citron. Fulton and Edtho and Shack Attack, the leader, that'll pit. Oh no, Shack just backed out. He's going to stay out.
And we have
interesting calls coming down.
Technossi up to third, K2 up to fourth. Ed cracks the top 5, staying out.
Yeah, it looks like actually the whole top 5 stayed out.
And we're back to green.
Yeah, and Shack Attack having some... Mark definitely not playing the nice guy now as he's going to dive to the inside of the 50. The 50 going to cross him over, though, through the corners as the 2 goes wide. And the 2 going to just get into the grass and take the lead as well with them. As now we see Technossi able to work himself back into the top 3. Definitely what we want to see out of that, or at least what the 5-car needs is a good run through this stage to get back the points he lost to Ultra Citron through that first stage.
Portal wrestling through the 43K to get it back up into 4th place. Trying to take advantage of the possibly fresh set of tires on that stop or whatever it is he took. Some guys, 43 sends it in hard, and the 5-car victim of circumstance again.
Oh, and now the 77.
Stops. It's a roadblock in the chicane.
Oh, and Technossi got the absolute worst of that
That 5
And
car is
also the
fuming
8
now.
car of Nomad got the worst of that too, getting caught in that roadblock. And unfortunately for them, no cautions were flown. Everybody got back going, so we stay under green this time.
Portal doesn't seem to have much rear end damage from that.
No.
He's able to hang on to 3rd place. And it
It
looked
would
like
be
the
more
43.
of his front bumper because he had the 5 car go right across it coming out of that chicane.
He's running a tank, apparently.
MFFF, though, yeah, back in the last spot, back with that aero damage. His temp is skyrocketing in that car right now.
Top 2 remain the same. Portal 3rd, Rick up into 4th, Citron 5th. And that battle for 4th looks like it's about to heat up here as you see the 5 car getting around the 43.
Yes, Technossi now in position to have a good run. I don't know what happened to him. If he missed the corner. Oh, wait, no, he got spun. That's right.
From domino effect from the 43 late braking into the chicane on the backstretch.
Yeah. No, he's definitely going to have some choice words for that 43 car after this one's over.
Citron gaining on this 99 car.
Yeah, that's what happens when you try and push it. K2005, a newcomer to the series too as well, so that's not going to sit well as he would want it to with the rest of these full-time guys. Guys looking to lock themselves into a potential championship 4.
At the same time, we got several of these non-full-time, non-playoff drivers in the field, and unfortunate with what happened with the 43 of K2, but he's out there trying to show what he can do. He's trying to show what he has, and then you got, I mean, guys like Shack Attack. He's not a full-time driver, not in the playoffs, running 2nd on the track. The 15 of Garv was almost cracking the top 5 early. He slid further back in the 2nd stage, but he was up there, almost had a stage win last week at Auto Club. There's a lot of these drivers mixing it up with our regular full-time playoff contenders, and this is kind of an audition for them with whatever happens in the future of Phantom next season. Some of these guys might want to be a part of Phantom in the future, so this is like their chance to show what they have.
Yes, right now I'm looking back here to Ultra Citron Technossi. This battle heating up here as we are coming to the white flag here in stage number 2. The race now flying by. As I think now Mark McAttack should be coming officially to the white. I don't know if the lap tracker, or at least if MFFF, though, is even on the lead lap. We're going to see as Mark McAttack
think he is, so
comes through the bus stop. Going to be coming across the line. And this will be the white flag for that 2 car. As now here comes the battle for 3rd. The 99 under fire from the 23 of Ultra Citron, who's also under fire by the 5 of Technossi. Playoff points on the line as Technossi takes it a little bit of a comfortable entrance into the first set of corners as to not get caught in a wreck. 5 having to let off of him as now the 62, the 62 of P. Fulton's going to enter the chat here in this fight. So it looks like Ultra Citron takes it a little bit comfortable through the first set of corners, and then he'll start running them down through the second half of this course as he is all over the back of that 99. Trying to get to his bumper. Peaks up high. Trying to get his nose clean for the heavy braking zone down the backstretch. He's going to check underneath. He's going to brake early. But the 99's going to overshoot. He'll have to do a stop and go. As now everybody gets past the 99, and now the battle is for third with the 23 and the 5. Mark McAtack, your stage winner, the 50 going to come across second, but who's going to come across third? The 23 overshoots the corner, and it will be the 23 Citron. It'll be P3 through stage number 2.
I think we still got one more lap left.
Oh, do we still have one more lap to go?
Yeah.
Shit. Well.
The 5
as I look back, the 43 and the 8.
What a pass through.
It was a good pass. This MFF vet, though, is more on the lead lap than I thought.
Yeah,
either way, Mark McAtack is still going to be your stage winner, but where is the 50? Oh, okay, he's not terribly far behind him, but...
And then you got Porto, who's actually in third, so this is actually a battle for 4th place.
Oh, that's right. So this is a 4th place shoot. Cool, that goes to show you how much I actually pay attention. So, ooh, the 5-car Technasi overshoots that bus stop. But Mark McAtack will come across the line and take your stage 2 winner. 50 for second, the 47 for third, as we still have the fight. The 4th is, that will be the 5 of Technasi. Comes across 4th.
And Citron and Fulton, those two got really close.
Yeah, they got really close. I don't know who got 5th.
I want to say the 23.
Might have got. Yes, Eto comes across the line. It
no,
was
the 62 beat him out.
62 got him.
And now remember, this 62 car, 2nd place at Road America, a sleeper on these road courses, kind of off to a slow start. He's flexing his muscle here at the Roval.
Yeah, definitely not one we want to see. If you're Ultra Citron, you want to have the best run you can get. So we're going to shout out the sponsors here in the break. MFF Motorsports, Chris is out on Towing LLC, J Pace Racing, Everything NASCAR, Firelinks Racing Network, the Super Squad, ESMN, Redline Racing, FTR Racing League, North American Racing Series, and MinerBeach.com is now. We are back to green with Technasi out front.
A gamble
doing
for
a little
the
bit of pit strategy.
Jumps up to the lead here on this restart for the final stage. Shack Attack, wasting no time, cutting across the 2, trying to set up the pass on the outside of the 5 car. Technasi running way to the outside. Shack Attack going to try to keep that thing pinned down to the inside with the 2 car right in his mirror. Battle for the lead here into this right-hander. And the 5 car gets 2 tires into the grass. Shack
actually
Attack
kind of worked
back
out
to the
a little
lead.
bit. Oh, Mark McAtack into the walls, trying to get past the 5 car. Technasi hard into the wall, the 2 car. Coming out of the bus stopper. That set of corners, he'll drop back to third. Ultra Citron will be on his bumper now, as the 50 of Shack Attack continues to break away. Through the bus stop, the 23 heavy into the braking zone. The 2 car now to the outside of the 5 again of Technasi as the Hornet's Nest behind him. With Ultra Citron up front, he's going to drop in line. The 2 car drops in line behind the 5. He's going to brake heavy to have the best entry into the bus stop. The 5 gets in his way. The 2 having to hit the brakes. They're going to be side by side across the line as the 50 continues to drive away. The 2 car has the 5 all over his bumper, but able to break away now as he takes over the 2nd spot now with the task of running down the 50 of Shack Attack.
The 23 had a late entry into the chicane. Car got really tight, lost a lot of speed, lost about 3 or 4 spots. But he's got to be able to gain back here. Now, this final stage requires 2 pit stops, with this stage being much longer than the first 2.
Yes.
So we will be seeing some pit stops here, as the 50 car is still the leader here at the Roval.
Yeah, we have 26 laps left in this one stage. Meanwhile, the first stages were 10 laps. So this is going to be interesting to see, as the 2 car might be trying to save up his stuff a little bit, running the same speed as the 50 car. So that way he can stay out much longer than the rest of the field. As the 50 is Shack Attack. I don't know if it is the 2 cars saving or the 50's just doing really good through the set of corners, but
yeah, but the 2 car gained a lot of time through that final chicane. He is closed in to about a car length, maybe less, as his car got really loose on entry, hops the curve a little bit, but doesn't really scrub off too much speed. He had to avoid that curve to get his car pointed in the right direction. You hit that curve wrong, it's pretty deadly, as the curbs. Yeah. A lot of the curves here on this track are pretty deadly, but especially that one that Mark swung to avoid. You hit that thing wrong, you're dead. Rip.
Oh, yeah. He's right now running through the field. The 23 of Ultra Citron starting to gain some of his spots back as the 62 takes a dive into the grass. As we go into NASCAR turn 1. Now into turn 2, Nomad able to jump up a spot. The 99 and the 23 about to do battle for position as the 50 continues to lead. Out in front here at the Roval. Mark's car definitely looking a lot looser than it was through that bus stop. Not able to close up the ground he was able to the last time around. The 50 of Shack Attack able to stay out in front. Mark taking a really wide entry through that heavy braking zone. Now going to look to the inside of Shack Attack. Shack Attack going to give him the inside. Going to try and cross him over, but Mark shuts the door, and now the 2 car back out in front here at Charlotte. Now that battle is over, means we can go back through the field. As the 23 was also able to get by the 99 of Rick Slick and move himself up another spot. As I believe that puts him into 5th.
It will. That's 5th, 6th, 7th. You see right there on screen. The 99 looking to try to get him back here on the inside. Right on his bumper. Has to look elsewhere to make the pass. As we see, I think Portal is running in 4th, and I want to shout him out again. For a guy that didn't really put in any practice until right before qualifying. Wasn't planning on showing up here tonight. Been solidly in the top 10 pretty much the entire race. And he's not really one we look at as a road course guy either. So this is a very impressive run for the 47.
Yeah, and Ultra Citron, if he can get it, I think if Ultra Citron 2 can get a top 5 here, that'll pay massive dividends going into Las Vegas. As the 8 car of Nomad has just not been able to make up that ground he's lost through these first 2 stages. His pit strategy is going to have to be immaculate to be able to make up those 4 or 5 spots he needs to get ahead of that 23 of Ultra Citron to keep his spot in that final 4. As now we see the 55 of Keith coming down Pitt Road, going to repair some of his damage he has going on there. As the 5 and the 50 have really not lost sight of Mark McAttack, which we've seen in the first 2 stages. That 2 car just being able to check out whenever he gets in the lead, but not so the case this time, as he might just be trying to save his stuff to try and prolong his pit stop. So that way he can just keep himself ahead of everybody else in the field. And Technossi has not lost the 50 of Shack Attack, as he is now closed in. As I say, that scrapes the wall. Going through these sets of corners, back into NASCAR turn 1.
You got really tight there getting back onto the banking. That's one corner you really don't want to scrub off speed on, because you got all that banking. It's like you lose speed there, you lose speed for like pretty much half the track because you're onto the banking down the back straightaway, which is probably the fastest part of the entire track. And you saw his car get really tight. That's one part of the track you don't want to mess up.
Yeah, as you saw, you saw how much extra speed the 50 was able to have not hitting the wall. The momentum you carry through that one corner carries you through, like you said, a quarter of the track. And on a track like this, you don't want to have to rely on heavy braking zones to be able to save your race.
A little bit of give and take. Nomad was side by side with the 62 of P. Fulton. Has to let go and give up the spot in order for both those cars to get out on the other side cleanly. And, well, never mind.
The 8 car's around! Oh, Nomad not having the day he wants. He is probably furious over the radio right now.
Now the 62 doesn't have to worry about him. He's got the 15 of Garv 38, and that's a driver we haven't really talked much about. His race has been pretty, I feel like, uneventful. And maybe in his case, that's probably a good thing. Because he's able to stay within the fight. His car doesn't have a scratch on it. He might not have the pace to run up at the front, but I think he's accomplishing what he feels like he needs to do and just run steadily somewhere where he feels like he can and just bring the car home in one piece. And right now, I think he's doing that just fine.
Oh yeah, that car looks like it just came off the hauler.
His car might be the only car that doesn't have a dent on it.
I know, right? It's the 55. I want to say is coming down for, or still on pit road for his stop. I don't know if he might have checked out.
His car looks like it has pretty substantial damage. I think he's out.
Unfortunate. But the 55 is now the 2 car of Mark McAtack. I said that he usually checks out after he takes the lead. And he has now done just that. Breaking away from that top 2 fight, or from the second place battle.
Yeah, that's what the 50 wants to do, is check out. He has not checked out from this 5 car yet.
No. That 5 car, Technology, needs every point he can get because he lost a lot of ground in the points in stage 1. So he definitely needs to get at least a good top 3 finish here to be able to compensate for for the points he lost. That first stage is now Nomad's going to come down pit road here. He'll make his first green flag stop.
And merging with the second place battle, he's going to be in the middle of this as he's coming out of pit road.
Oh, 1 lap down that 8 car.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking if you're either of those other 2 cars? Oh! Nomad tags the inside wall, has no choice but to let these guys go. The blue and yellow flags waving for the 8 car as he is out on fresh set of tires, but now he's got some heavy right front damage as he was trying to get out of that battle, but just really bad timing. Nothing he could really do about it. Just he's trying to run his race, trying to make the most out of it, and unfortunately came out with the 2nd and 3rd place.
Yeah, no, not able to get his bearings under him. He got caught up in a battle that was going on for position. It unfortunately means he had to make moves he wasn't planning on making on fresh tires. That might hurt him a lot more than help him. But he still has 1 pit stop left. So we'll be able to see what he can do with that.
We're looking through the rest of the field at 23. Solidly in the top 5. He's pulled away from the cars he was racing. 99 of Richlick just trying to keep the car under control. He might soon be in a battle as the 15 of Garv has closed in on him. This 15's pulled away from the 62 by a substantial margin. I think his car starting to turn on a little bit as he's closed in on the 99.
Yeah, he's definitely starting to show off that long run speed, which on a road course could prove very helpful for a guy who's looking to have a good run. right now reaping the benefits, but that 99 is not letting them get too close. But here at the Roval, it only takes but one mistake, and you lose that position you were fighting so hard to protect. I still can't believe it, though. Portal is not lost. Oh, no, sorry, that's the Ada Nomad that's ahead of him. But I was going to say he's not lost the top three, but top three are very much ahead of that 47, but still having a really good run. I don't know if any of these leaders have made their first pit stop yet.
Cycling through. Oh, the 5 car's in. As I was cycling through the different cameras, the 5 car has stopped early. The 50 is still out on the racetrack. Shack Attack holds on to second for now, as the 5's looking to get the undercut on him. 62 pulls down to the apron. He will be on pit road. I think the 23, I think he came, I don't know if he came out. It looked like
No, he did not.
Okay. So I saw him, like, he was next to one of the walls. I'm like, which side of the wall is he on? 99 is on pit road. Rick Slick getting some service. 43 and the, I think, 77 of Ed pitting together. Yep. And we're back to our leader of Mark McAttack. Is he going to pit this time? Yes, he is, actually.
Yes,
2 car on the pit road.
Yeah, the 2 car going to come down. The question is, though,
he can
what will
tiptoe
the 50
his
do?
way in. He's got a big enough lead. No need to risk sending it in there deep, risking a penalty.
50 is Shack Attack coming down this time as well. Stagnasi now coming out of NASCAR turn 2.
Portal is in. The 23 is now in. And the 15 Agar peels down.
Yeah, we'll see if that short pit works. 5 now coming out of NASCAR turn, or coming through NASCAR's turn 3 and 4. Still has to hit that bus stop. As now Mark McAttack is out of the pits. And the 50 car now, it's going to be the 5 of Tagnasi is going to come out ahead of Shack Attack. The short pit works, but how long will it work?
Oh, and he gets in the grass.
Oh, man, I thought he was going in the wall, but he keeps it off and actually has a pretty decent corner.
It's pretty sizable. Now, here's the other thing, too. Tire wear on road courses here does not work the same way as it does on every other track in the game. You wear out the tires on a road course, your car's actually getting faster. So as these guys are putting down lap times, they're actually getting faster, yeah. It's weird how that works, but it just does. Just don't ask, it works. It's really, it just gets balanced. They're not really wearing out as much, it's just getting balanced out by the fuel running out, the car's getting lighter as the run progresses. Yeah, tire wear isn't really much of a concern, so they could pit whenever. I mean, the 5 car clearly won the battle on short pitting, but he gained quite a lot of time on the 50, who
the 50 in the wall! Hard into the wall! He's tried to push it too hard through the bus stop and careens into the wall coming across the start-finish line.
Oh, and look at how tight he gets there. Yeah, you can see the handling is probably knocked out of it with that hit.
Yes, now Nomad gets put back a lap down by the 2 car Mark McAttack. An unfortunate day for that 8 car. He had such a, what looked to be a strong start, riding in the top 5 early, but then caught up into a lot of shenanigans and calamities through this race that has unfortunately put him near the back of this field. Now the 5 car is still continuing to pull away from the 50.
I mean, you could look at stage 1 as a possible missed opportunity, but he was able to get a lot of it back in stage 2. He's running second now with not really much of a challenge behind him unless the 50 car starts putting down some crazy fast laps. This 5 car, if he stays where he's at, he'll be in the top 3. He's coming into this race 3rd in points, and with our 2nd place points driver, MFF Kari, not here tonight. So by default, he'll be moving up to 2nd. He's having a better day than Nomad right now. So it's going to be a battle between him and the 23, and the 23 is Citron. Not running as well as the 5 car right now, but I think the 23 is beating him on stage points early on.
Yeah,
so that'll help close things up as far as that battle.
Mm-hmm.
The 23.
You gotta look at the 8 car Nomad too. He's definitely not having a run that could keep him in the top 4 right now.
And then guys that really needed good days and unfortunately aren't having any. You got the 77 of Ed now down a lap, and the 55 down and out into the garage. So it sucks for them, but for guys like the 8 of Nomad, they won't be able to fall too far back.
Yeah.
Because really, the only other guy that the 8's really racing right now in points is the 23. And they're both tied in the points right now. Actually, no, they're not. I'm an idiot. Nomad comes into this race ahead of Citron by 7 points. So they're coming in close. It's actually the 5 car is 1 point ahead of the 8. And he's going to be able to increase that with the run that he's having today.
Yeah, that's going to make that race at Las Vegas matter that much more between the 23 of Citron and the 8 of Nomad.
It's going to matter the most for Kari if he's able to race next week.
That is also true.
That is a big
So you could have 3 cars fighting for 2 spots, and one will not be a happy camper at the end of Vegas. But right now, it's about where they're going to stack up at the end of the Roval. It looks like the 5 car is the best chance of success right now, running in that 2nd spot.
And here's the difference between 1st and 2nd. Mark McAttack going through turns 3 and 4. Technasi running 2nd just got through turn 1 just now, and he's got a lap car, actually a couple of lap cars in front of him to get through. The 2 just got around the 43 to put him a lap down. Mark's just picking them off one by one and looking to have yet another perfect race.
Oh, that throws around! I think he was trying to dive it through that corner to try and let the 5 car go by to stay out of his way to let him continue his run. Got loose, and now the 8 car of Nomad careens into the wall. Going on to NASCAR Turn 1. And he is just sitting there, staying out of the way as EC Cars continues to go by. Now rejoins the track after getting it refired.
Going from the highest of highs of getting his first win last week to falling a lap down and unfortunately getting into yet another incident that his car hops the curb, and he's going to get a penalty right in the middle of the racing surface. So you better get going. 99's going to get through.
Woo!
99 spotter keyed up on the radio, said, hey, there's a car stopped in the middle of the chicane. Just a heads up.
Good for it, too, because that could have been a massive crash, especially in a corner like that.
2 cars
right now
getting
the
through
50.
the backstretch chicane. Oh my god, that is a massive lead.
It's just absolutely crazy. The 5 car is going through that same chicane now.
If anyone at home's got a stopwatch, let us know how long it took the 5 car to get to the backstretch chicane between him and the 2.
I actually want to check in on our live stream right now, just so that way I can see who's in the chat. We actually have 7 people watching. Hello, all.
We might have a battle here. The 47 and the 23. Ultra Citron's closed in on Portal Guy. He's going to gain a lot of ground here into the braking zone through the final chicane and crossing the line. This could be a battle here for allegedly 4th place, 5th place. I want to say
no,
this
is this is 4th. It's the 4th.
So this is the 4th place battle. Heating up with the 23 closing in.
Is right now. I'm sorry, I was laughing at the stream. I was looking at what
he really could, honestly.
I was looking at what Nikki said. Nikki, you're an absolute hoot. I love it. Oh man.
But
yes,
I wish we had. I wish this 2 car is like, you know those carts at K1 where they control the speed. I want that 2 car just dial his down to like pace car speed right now.
Oh my God, yeah. But
just
right
for
now,
a lap, he'll still be ahead.
I know, right? Yeah, like you get to go, like we'll make you go 40 around the entire track for an entire lap. Then you gotta work back what you lost.
I was talking
to
him last week about what to expect heading into this race. I asked him what kind of lap times he was hitting. He was saying 114s. I'm like, shit, I don't think any of our pro guys are hitting that. I think I'm a pretty fast road racer. I'm not even hitting that.
No. But hey, it'll be interesting to see what happens next year when this 2 car, Mark McIntyre, jumps up into the Pro Series. I think he's going to give them a run for their money.
I think while we looked away, the 5 car, that 50 car is starting to get bigger in his mirror. I think the 43 might have had something to do with it, as he's trying to get out of their way. But Shack Attack is back in this battle for 2nd place.
Yeah, the 43 missed the corner, had to pull up and stop right in front of the 50. That doesn't matter, as now the 50 stays out. The 5 comes, the 5 comes down pit road this time. And we saw how well that short pit worked the last time. Only this time he's not trying to gain a position, the 5 car Tignassi. He's trying to extend the lead he had on the 50 for that 2nd spot. As now we see 47 of Portal come down. That'll move the 23 of Ultra Citron when he goes into turn 1. That'll move him up to P3 as it stands right now, but he still has to come down for that scheduled pit stop, as now we are actually under 10 laps to go. Leave 9 laps left. As Mark McIntyre still not coming down, continuing to stay out. Tignassi is out of his pit. The 50 is on the backstretch chicane. The 47 still yet to leave his pit after making his stop.
He's on.
So right now it is still Ultra Citron running in P3, I believe.
The 50 just entered pit road. Looking at the 23 now, we'll see.
If you want to know the difference of 2nd and 1st, the 50 who is in 2nd just entered pit road. The 2 car just entered NASCAR turn 1. I think it would have to take a massive undertaking and the 2 car absolutely exploding for this race to go any different than it already is. As the 23 of Ultra Citron stays out, he does not come this time. Move him up to P2 as it stands. The 2 and the 23 still have to come down. The 2 of Mark McIntyre does not come down for that last stop. he might be trying to do just a gas only. Wait till, like, I don't know, the last lap and just come down to do a gas and go, 3-second hit. And just go about it, cross the line. Because now I have no idea where everybody is. I only know the 2 and the 23, and that's about it. I have no idea where anybody else is at. Oh, it's the 77 of MFF, though. Misses the corner, has to stop right before the start-finish line. Definitely not the race that 77 wanted to have. As Timmy has gone quiet. Wish I could have like two videos going at the same time right now, so that way I could keep an eye on what the chat's doing. Is now I got something to talk about. The 2 of Mark McIntyre will come down this time to make that final pit stop. As now the 5 still ahead of the 50. That should be for what could be potential second spot when all is said and done. But right now that still stays with the 23 of Ultra Citron, who will not jump to the lead because that's just how big of a lead that 2-car Mark McIntyre has. So, looks like Technasi is going to just have to wait and see where he'll come out as it pertains to that 23, who's actually right just ahead of him. So, the 23 not going to hold that second spot when he comes down to make that pit stop, which is this time. Here he comes coming down.
And the 15
there goes the 5.
Also coming in.
Hey, there you are. I was wondering where you went. You got all quiet.
Truth is, I didn't go anywhere. I just didn't know what to say.
Oh, nice. That's okay. I got the ADHD. I got the touch autism. It'll keep me talking for a minute. But this battle for now second heating up as they wave Mark McIntyre by. He was just down the backstretch, and these guys aren't even on turn 1 yet. But Technasi having a really good comeback in this race is now we have 5, I want to say at least 5 laps to go. That's only because I'm watching the stream of a car who is a lap down. And Mark McIntyre just crossed the line, so I'm just going to assume it's 5 laps to go, and we're going to run with it. And if it's not, we get one more lap. But this 5-car, through the start of the race, got in trouble early. Started up in the top 2 and thought he was going to have a good run. Got in a lot of wrecks, missed a couple corners, had to do some stop-and-go penalties on track. But through the stage cautions and some good pit strategy, was able to move himself back into the top 2. The 50 is Shack Attack. We didn't even talk about him before this race started and didn't even think he was going to even running as well as he is at the start of this, and now sitting P3, a really good run through the 50. 23 car having a really good top 5 run. I believe he's still in the top 5 right now.
I think this 50 car is starting to show us something, because I wasn't too familiar with him when he entered the league, but seeing the races that he has had across both Pro-Am and Pro, across all sorts of tracks, even if it isn't outright race winning speed like the 2 car right now, this 50 car has shown that he can run anywhere. Any track, he can run top 5. Whether it's a road course, done. 1.5 miles, done. Short track, done. Super speedway, he can win that.
Yeah. No, he definitely, even at Talladega, when we went there, he had an extremely good run. So this is really good to see, especially when I think he already confirmed that he's running the full schedule next season. So that'll be really cool to see. is now he's mixing up with, besides Mark McAtack, this league's best driver in that 5 car of Technossi. I would put Kari in that, but Kari didn't show up today, so he's not really here to defend himself as he spins the 77 of Edtho. They make contact through the corner. Edtho able to do a nice little pirouette and get his car going back forward. Very graceful.
That was a body slam.
That was a body slam, but now that 50 just has that much more ground to make up. As now, I want to say we have 3 laps to go.
I was wondering what happened there, because, I mean, Ed's already at least 1 lap down. Like, he's trying to get out of the way. But I gotta be like, if I'm in Ed's position, like, I get it, the 50 car probably could have cut him a little bit of slack, but, like, if I'm the lap car, I shouldn't have my nose poking in on corner entry with the lead lap car like that.
Yeah, and we've seen that from a couple of these newcomers, and I don't want to say Shack Attack's a newcomer because he's raced a couple of races now, but where they get a little bit too aggressive, where they don't really need to, don't really know that driver etiquette yet in this league, so might just be another little learning moment for the 50. But I think he was just, he knows there's not a lot of laps left, not a lot of time to be able to, get that second spot, and he knows he's got the car that could do it, and he's been running really well with the 5 of Technossi, so we'll have to wait and see as Mark comes across the line for what I can only assume is 2 laps to go.
Sponsored by Mark McAtack and Redline Racing.
Yeah, if you want to know more about Redline Racing, look no further than that 2 car who has a half a track lead on the entire field right now.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not faulting, for me, I don't fault the 50 for that at all. Like, the 77 should have been letting those guys go before he even got to the corner. Just thought it was an awkward position.
Oh, no, it definitely was. There's probably still going to be a little bit of some minor temper flaring there, but, you know, you usually see that at a track like this. Oh, it's the 8 car of Nomad. I'm looking on the 15 of Garvey, and we see the 8 of Nomad go around through the bus stop chicane on the backstretch. It's now Mark McAtack. Gonna come out of NASCAR turn 4.
Shack's
hit the front stretch chicane. And he will come around. I want to say that was the finish because he just ran it through the grass, and I believe that is Mark McAtack, your winner at the Charlotte Roval. And now who's going to be the one to finish second? It's looking like the 5 of Technossi. He's going to come out of NASCAR turn 4 himself, go through the bus stop chicane, and go across the line. And he will be the one to finish P2 as the 50 comes around to take third. As I believe that means the race is now over as all those cars are now slowed up.
If Mark McAtack is going to be as fast tomorrow as he was today in this Powerhouse League tomorrow, I'm going to have a problem with him, honestly. And I'm going to ask him about that, because between me, Favre, and Mark, he's going to be in the 6. I think he's going to be the one to look out for, because he was putting down lap times that neither of us were hitting.
Incredible run, though, by that 2-car Mark McAtack. And what a good comeback, like I was talking about, from Technossi through all the trouble he went through in this race. To be able to come back and finish P2 is definitely something to admire there. Is it will be Ultra Citron that finishes P4. And Garv will round out the top 5. Portal finishing 6th, 1 lap down. And the 8 of MFF Nomad will come across 10th, 2 laps down. Unfortunate for the 8 car, but what a great run by the 5 and the 23. Definitely the runs those 2 cars needed here at the Roval. And for this playoff run they're looking to make, as those are 2 cars we expect to be seeing their homestead in a couple weeks.
Only 5 cars finished on the lead lap. 1:14.7, fastest lap of the race by our race winner, with our second fastest lap being a full second behind. I'm trying to look at the margin of victory too, by Mark over second place. That's gotta be at least 30 seconds.
I don't wanna.
That is a crazy gap.
Yeah, and now as we see drivers entering the booth. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong point standings. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, car. Yes. MFF car, he's got to be kicking himself for missing this one. He's also a car that we expect to see in the top 4.
So I've got breaking news for you.
Oh, yeah?
MFF Kari will not be here for the rest of the season.
What?
Yeah, he's out for the rest of the season. He got put on restriction for 2 months. He's grounded for 2 months. So he wasn't.
Oh, no.
That's breaking news to me. I didn't even know that.
I didn't know that at all. That is interesting.
Yeah, we just found it out last night. Which
Shoot.
really sucks for him. He was doing so good.
So now, with that being the case, Ultra Citron was really good to have a run that he had today.
Oh yeah, that's gonna help him a ton. Should easily put him in the top 4 for at least into next week.
As now we look to start the interview portion of this. We'll start with our 3rd place finish. Good run today. You were really showing us some speed there in that 50 car. We fortunately didn't really get to talk about you much at the start of this. Walk us through your race and how it all went.
I was just here to survive. I mean, I'm not really racing for anything other than race wins right now. But my whole plan starting this late in the season was to really show kind of the driver that I am, and that, you know, I will be in contention next season, because I will be running a full season next season in Pro Am for Phantom. So I'm excited to start a full season and actually go toe-to-toe with some of these guys. But I'm just here to show that, you know, I can consistently be in the top 3 or the top 5. Obviously, don't have anything for Mark, but my goal was to at least put pressure on Technasi, which unfortunately Technasi got wrapped up in some things going into stage 1 and in stage 2, and then in stage 3, I guess I don't pay my pit crew enough money, and I was getting over 16-second lap or 16-second pit stops. So that kind of put us behind, and then lap traffic kind of played a part in it, because there's no really good place for lap traffic to let you by. And I kind of wanted to make my corner there, and I accidentally doored the 77, which caused him to wreck. Never my intention to wreck a guy, but it's hard being lap traffic here, because there's, like I said, there's really nowhere to pull off to let a car around you. So, but no, all in all, good race. I'm excited to go into Vegas. Vegas is a really good track for me. And then I'm excited to also run next Thursday in the Pro Series here at the Charlotte Roval.
Yeah, we've seen you have good runs through that Pro Series, so that'll definitely be a good one to watch. Was there really any, I mean, besides the the not paying your pit crew enough. Is there anything that you could have done on track that probably could have helped you out?
No, I've never really been known as a road course racer. Um, coming from the FTR world, we do a lot of road courses, so it's gotten me better at road courses. Um, I've had to work on the setups more, and, I have a really good guy that I work with on the FTR side that supplies me with the setups, and they're continuously fast, wherever I take them. Um, Road courses for me is stay on track, don't get a penalty, trying to cut the corner, and just run my race. If somebody wants to make a pass on me, go ahead, because I can guarantee you when the tires cycle, we're going to be more even. So it was fun racing with Mark, in those stage restarts. I wasn't trying to cut his nose off, but I wanted to try to see how long I could keep him behind me. But obviously, he's just got way more acceleration and braking in his car, which gave him the advantage. But it was a good race. I'm excited. I know that some of these guys are not excited that I'm taking playoff points from them, but it's making them have to work that much harder to really fight for that championship at the end of the season.
Yeah, definitely. But hey, definitely congrats on a good run today, and we look forward to seeing you on Thursday in the Pro Series.
Thank you.
As I don't know if you would like to, Timmy, take the second spot.
I will gladly do that. Let's get to our runner-up finisher who has went through hell and back to get this second spot here. Technosity, you got a copy, bud.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I know. One spot short, unfortunately, but I'd say it's a pretty good result considering all you had went through those first two stages. And I said before the start of the show, I felt like just based off your previous runs on the other road courses we ran early in the season, I thought you were probably going to be the only other car to have a shot at Mark, and unfortunately, some stuff happened with the first two stages that kind of kept you out of the picture. Unfortunately, just walk me through your race.
Yeah, I really want to talk about it, but yeah, I mean, got taken out there in stage one by the same driver, not once, but twice. So, not exactly thrilled about that. So, I think I still managed to get ninth place that stage. So, I mean, at least I got a couple of stage points. And then there in stage two, I mean, same thing happened. A driver got into another driver down the first bus stop, took me out, spun me out, and yeah, I mean, I was still able to get a fourth place finish that stage, so kind of surprising. But yeah, I mean, they're in stage three. I mean, I thought my pace was all right. I definitely could have gone faster, I think, but I think I was top three pretty much compared to everybody else, and had a bit of a battle there with the 50. He was catching me, but I mean, I was on it on pit road. I was getting 15-second pit stops, so I think that's what ultimately got me to get that second place there in stage three. But yeah, definitely not the day that I wanted to have, especially considering that I'm only like a few points above the cut line. But with one of the drivers not being able to finish out the season, I think this will give me a bit of a cushion heading into Vegas. So yeah.
I think it'll move you up to second. I mean, that's still pending once we tally up the points. But I was going to ask you about that to, I guess, turn to a more positive note. Still a good points night despite the troubles early. What are your feelings heading into Vegas regarding making it to the championship four in Homestead?
I think I have a decent car there at Vegas. I'm worried about the fuel situation. If I pit a lap too soon and end up running out of gas in one of those stages, it might cost me. But overall, I think my pace should be pretty good there at Vegas. I had a good car when we did the practice races in the way in the beginning of the season. So yeah, hopefully I can get a good points day there and make the championship four at Homestead.
Well, there you go.
My
Solid.
pick was, sorry to cut you off, Timmy, but I want to add
Go
something
ahead.
here real quick. My pick was Corey to win the championship overall, but now since he's out of it, I think I'm going with you, Tech. I think you got the best chance of pulling this thing off, buddy.
Thank you, but I mean, we'll see. Anything can happen.
Yep, 2.5 miles left on the schedule. It's anyone's game at that point, so we'll see what you and this 5 team can bring. And yeah, good run. Second place.
Appreciate it.
And now, we'll let Walbridge turn to our race winner.
Alrighty, as we move up to the men who owned the show today, except for a couple of laps on restarts in between, but your race winner, Mark McAttack, by half a track. Boy, what was in that car, man? Like, I've seen domination. That tops the chart. Walk me through what you did.
Man, just practice. Put a lot of time into this track, and used to really not run that well here, and just put a lot of time in, and certainly paid off. This track's really tricky. I think it's honestly the hardest road course that we run on. With the next gen cars, I know we can't run at some of the other tracks that we could with the old cars, but I think this is the hardest road course, especially for a lot of people. So it definitely takes a lot of practice, a lot of time, and just spent a lot of time on it, and felt pretty good coming into the night and able to sweep the stages and get pole and everything. You can't ask for much more than that. Got set back a couple positions on some of the restarts, had a little bit of damage, and I just repaired it when we had the cautions, and would restart second or third and just try to bide my time and wait until I had an opportunity, and just wanted to make sure I passed whoever it was clean. And so overall, yeah, good race, and looking forward to Vegas next week, and then the championship at Homestead. Feel pretty good.
Yeah, and looking at that race at Vegas, is that really the track that you're looking to solidify a really good performance to give you some momentum going into Homestead?
Yeah, for sure. Feel like I got a pretty good car there, and I always say momentum's a real thing. I know I've said that 100 times, but it is. It definitely, at least in my eyes. So definitely need to have a good run there, and then all eyes are going to definitely be on Homestead for the championship race. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully we can have another repeat performance next Saturday.
Alrighty, well, all I can say is thank God the championship ain't on a road course. Otherwise, you'd be winning it in spades. But hey, congratulations on a dominating performance, and wish you the best of luck at Las Vegas next week.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
As that should wrap it up for the interview portion of our race for tonight. I want to thank everybody here for joining us, and can't wait to see you on Thursday if you feel like watching that one, or next Saturday at Las Vegas. Going to give one last shout out to the sponsors: MFF Motorsports, Chris's Auto and Towing LLC, J Pace Racing, Everything NASCAR, Firelinks Racing Network, The Super Squad, ESMN, Everything Stop Motion Network, Redline Racing, FTR Racing League, the North American Racing Series, Minipeach.com, and Flash 9 Fitness. Hashtag Lick Trees.
I might have to lick a couple of trees before a race tomorrow. And we mentioned the Pro Series race on Thursday. They'll be tackling the Roval. I still need to do the points for Thursday's race, so I'm behind on that. My apologies. We'll get those updated hopefully after tonight.
Slacking.
I am slacking. I'm usually on them like the moment the race is over. They're usually like done out, but like I've fallen behind, and I need to not let that become a thing, because once I do it once, yeah. But yeah, mentioned Charlotte Roval. I'm in talks with my engine crew, my chassis crew, getting the car ready for Thursday, seeing if I might have something for these pro guys on Thursday.
That'd be sweet.
I want to get
Go
one
get
last
Mel,
win
Timmy.
before season's end. I got one at Sonoma earlier in the season. I want more, man. I'm as a part-time guy, I want to win more races. And I might look at Vegas and Homestead before season's end too. So we'll see.
Yes. Do it.
I'll be seeing Mark tomorrow. He'll be in my mirror. And that's 77.
Especially that 77. That
Yeah,
man.
we don't gotta worry about him.
All right, are we out?
We can be if you want.
No, I thought we were out.
Oh, right. I am an idiot. I forgot I'm still streaming.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm fucking tired, bro.